Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter, right? Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel got a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off. Each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop. Don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down. Hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m., check out. Might give her one foul, just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess in my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. And plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they know.
Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football. So are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
With 18. Black 47.
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is taken at about the 14. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Check out, read. Hey, watch this. Check. Crouch.
This is Royce Freeman, 2nd-year man from Oregon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
70, Indy. Hey, Echo. Switch. Now.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Flushed out. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're probably lucky to only be down 7-0 as they come up 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Rock it.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Locke to throw. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change them. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise.
Touchdown, Packers! Devontae Adams, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by Josh Jackson. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but yeah, let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rodgers forced out to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Lock now on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and that'll bring up second down.
Brian, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
But certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. The 20! And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Greystone, travel. Hey, box truck, box truck.
Again, they'll throw with Locke. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Locke going to throw. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they'll see what they can do on third and goal. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Throwing now is Locke. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left of the upright. And this score will stay right where it is. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much. Getting outside of the pocket. And it results in a sack. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. Here's J.K. Scott now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Got it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
From the 40 now on second down. Lock. This one complete to Theo Riddick. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 24-yard line. From the gun, it's Lock. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23, the 40. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already.
We got this.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to the air on second down. It's Lock. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. To throw it is Lock. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point from McManus is good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. To throw again on second down, Rodgers. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Here's Locke. This is Riddick on the screen. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Block now to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Broncos had 15 fourth down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here.
Check safety. No, 61. Matchbox lights. Leo. Jim. Check 50. Hey, Haywood. Hey, lock it. Check 49. Let's go.
They do go for it. It's locked. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
Right, it appeared to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. There'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Come get some. He don't want it. Topper! Ready?
Block now on first down. Now he's forced out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Set. 10-2 stop. Watch that in. Tight end right. Look at me. Go. Hit it.
Block again here on 2nd and 10. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. This is caught at the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Rodgers now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. They'll look to set up his blockers. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
6-6, pull it high. 5.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. That'll be caught right side by Hamilton. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A huge play there for Denver. 53 yards. So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10, clear on the other side of the field. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke on the move to his left. And his throw is incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Just like that. Just like that.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Adam Gotsis able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They forced a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
This will be fielded at the 17. 51 yards on the punt there. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Kill, come. Two-jet bomber. Check out route. Ready.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Sanders has it over the middle. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Check 13. 61. Matchbox lights. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. I'm coming.
Locke gonna go on 4th down. And now here's another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. It's Chris. Harris with a pick.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Fanta first. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dean Lowry in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Locke. Being chased out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Preston Smith, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Flushed out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he's going to go down again. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. On 4th down, Boyle.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On the ready. 50, Mike 50. Bam.
On 1st down, Locke. The completion to Riddick. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Locke going to throw. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Here's Locke to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Locke to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. Jamal Williams. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, You want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Number 7, usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Off the play fake. Boyle. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Packers on third down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Looking to throw. Boyle. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. On 4th down, Boyle. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Boyle. His throw caught at about the 5. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Looking to throw. Boyle. And it is incomplete. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Without question, when you force